Alright, so not much of an update today. I'm kind of having to hold back on putting this thing together because I have to order LEDs and get an amplifier. I want to get those two things before I start finishing this thing off. Those are really the only two things that are stopping me from completing this thing. Because if I had the LEDs and the amplifier already in play, this thing will most likely be done by now. But since I don't, I'm having to slowly build stuff over time to where I think to where I can stop, and then just wait. So right here I got the little engine area, and I got these little pieces here. As you can tell, they're right here on the model. I'm gonna build this piece probably tomorrow. I mean, I could build it today, but my sleep schedule is still a little off, so right now I'm pretty sleepy. And I do not want to push myself, so I'm going to save this part for tomorrow. But yeah, with this, I can now figure out how exactly I'm going to build in a superstructure for the LEDs and everything else, because the whole back here is going to be green LEDs. I'm probably going to put like 3 LEDs per engine nacelle in here. That way, so it'll be bright enough. That way, so it'll be pretty freaking bright, hopefully. I mean, really not much to say. I mean, again, I'm still very impressed with the amount of detail that's put into this model. And of course, here's the superstructure I built for these. This is this whole section. These two little pieces here are going to be supports for the whole back portion of the aircraft here. So that's why I had to go a little bit more beefier with the reinforcements here. Actually, these really don't count as a beefy reinforcements compared to some of the things I've built in the past. Have at least a good 3 or 4 layered popsicle stick superstructure to hold them together. But yeah, overall, this thing is coming along just fine. I also cut out certain little areas to start out in sections. Like for instance, I have this little area cut out, and then I can just usually go to the next area here, and then build this section, and so on and so forth. Basically, I sectioned all these pieces out for like one or 2 day. Like for instance, I could build this whole section right here. Give me a second, let me line up the sections properly. Like for instance, I could build this whole section and maybe this whole section in one day. Well, actually, technically, if I get all the parts, I can build this whole section right here in one day. Oop, I have a little piece missing. Okay, so I gotta fix that when I'm done recording. Alright. But yeah, I have all these parts off in certain little sections for like day builds or whatnot, for how many pieces I want to build in one day. So even though this thing's very well detailed, I can actually build this thing in under a week or so. But like I said, I'm having to wait to get the parts I need. So there's one more thing I want to touch up on. Apparently my stupid thing doesn't want to work right. Looks like he's also making a fray, maybe even a Mikamo. But from what I can tell, this is just a simple test. But from what I've been able to see with the skills that he has, I mean, for goodness sakes, the Draken 3 and High-Tech's Valkyrie, those are all custom made, and they're incredibly good. So I can't wait to see how far he goes with this. And I also want to mention that if he does see this video, I do have this in my collection, and I can try and take as good high-res pictures and probably a 4K video or two of this thing, really up close, and get all the details if you need. But yeah, I have this in my collection if you needed it. I can easily take some pictures and whatnot and send them your way. I'm getting very, very close to just mold gluing the whole base and whatnot together. But here's a few little ideas I want to have if you do decide to go through with this. Make it so it's collapsible. Like have some kind of joint system so the arms can pop off, and so the hip area can pop off too, like you did with the wings for the Draken 3. Mainly so when I take it to conventions, it's not much of a. It won't be so much of a pain in the butt to lug into a car, because I can't tell you how many times I have to, whenever I build these life-size things, to also build in some kind of break apart system. So if something like this had a pre-made break apart system or breakdown system, it would be nice. But that's just my 2 cents. But in the end, like I said, with the skill sets that he has, it's gonna look freaking good.